Everyone, welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. Today's a really exciting day, and I think we say that in all of our videos, but today is really exciting.
Yes.
Why, Mike?
Yes, we have 90,000 subscribers.
90,000 people watch our videos.
Yes, as of this morning, so a little bit of celebration to be had.
Yes.
I'll tell you the truth.
What are we doing today?
I wasn't ready for it. So guys, I'm gonna take a rain check for us, and we're gonna do a little celebration next week, Tuesday.
Yes.
How about that?
So this morning I woke up, and the first thing I did was check our subscribers to see if we're at 90, and we were still at 89. So I was like, okay, I guess we're celebrating another day.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I got to work, refreshed the page again, it was already at 90,000 subscribers. So
I was already on my way, didn't bring the nice clothes.
Yeah.
And didn't do my hair. So next week, Tuesday, we'll have a tiny little celebration.
Yeah.
And we'll come.
We'll come prepared.
I was going to say birthday suit, but that's not right. I'll come in something nice and
birthday suit.
really celebrate. You know, that's a big feat, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Actually,
congratulations to you too.
You know, but that's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
To think our subscriber base has about doubled since this time last year is absolutely mind blowing. So big thank you to you guys. I don't know how you guys watch us, but you do, and we love it. We love it so much. So of course this is a live video, so you guys can actually communicate with us in that live chat box. So if it looks like we're talking to ourselves, I swear we're not. We do that sometimes.
Yeah.
We are going to go through this vehicle behind us today. This is the 2023 Kia Sportage X-Line Limited in Shadow Matte Gray. So this vehicle is special for a couple reasons. Number one, it's our matte paint color. I don't think we filmed this yet in the X-Line Limited. It does require a little bit more care. It looks absolutely stunning, and there's not very many of them out there on the road.
Definitely an eye turner.
Yeah.
I mean a head turner. Head turner. Sorry, it's long weekend's coming up. I'm already in there.
Yeah. Also, the interior is sage green.
Ooh.
Now,
nice.
Don't be scared. Trust me, it looks really good. It's more so gray than it is sage green, I would say. But still, that's very different. And then number three, it's actually owned by one of our employees.
Oh.
So our colleague Doug, he bought this vehicle. Absolutely loves it. I mean, he's been driving it for a day, and then we're like, we need to film it. Give me the keys.
You're not going home yet.
Yeah, you're not going home yet. So we'll do a full walk around, interior, exterior. That will probably be at around the 4-minute mark. And then, of course, we're going to show you guys how to join our lives and explain why we do these videos. So I'll let Mike take that because I've been talking way too much.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I kind of just have to pick up after that. Yeah. No. Okay, guys. So we actually do these videos for 3 reasons. Okay?
Yes.
The first reason is if you do own a Kia or a Hyundai, we're like an owner's manual, right? So you can come on here, check out in depth, how to use the vehicle, features, technology. I know, sorry guys, I am in long weekend mode. Features, technology, different models. If you're looking to upgrade, this is a place to come, guys, to be able to do deep dives into vehicles. And if you're on here often, you know how we do it.
Yep.
Number two.
So what is number two?
Number two,
you may be considering a new vehicle, and we want you to add Kia or Hyundai or both to your selection list. There are such great value, such great value. There's great value in these vehicles, great features. They're just such good cars. We love talking about them, clearly, if we made a whole channel dedicated to it.
Exactly. And number three, if you do decide to buy a Kia or a Hyundai, why not buy from us?
Why not?
We have 3 locations, Brantford Kia, which we're filming out of here, Brantford Hyundai, which is 10 minutes away.
Down the road that way.
That way. That way, yeah. I don't have that pigeon radar. And then Owen Sound Hyundai, which is up north. So we got you covered across Ontario.
Yeah. All right, now we'll show you guys how to join our live videos. So what you want to do is, of course, if you're watching our video right now, you found our channel, why not subscribe while you're there? The last thing we've been saying for the past couple weeks is we're so close to 90,000. We're at 90,000.
Yes, there we go.
There we go.
You know what happens at 100,000, Gabby?
I don't know.
We get a silver play button from YouTube. Yeah, which is awesome.
And then, of course, if we are going live under our home tab or the live tab over there, you'll have our live video. If you ever want to go back and see any of our past videos, you can go under videos, shorts, live, or even playlists, and we have everything kind of grouped in there. So to join it, you just got to click on it as you would a regular YouTube video. Let's try that again. It'll load you in, and then you'll see on the right side of the chat, or right side of the video, we have our live chat box.
There we go.
All right. Okay. I'm just going to skip the ad, or I guess I can't skip this one. We'll just get into the car.
Yeah.
I did want to say before our video that one of our viewers, Japanquake, Jake, his dog passed away, so I'm very sorry for your loss, Jake.
Oh, I saw that.
I know it's tough. We all have dogs here too, and I've gone through pet loss. It's really hard. So I'm so sorry. Thank you for still spending your 2 p.m. with us. We'll go through our walkthrough and try to lift your spirits a little bit. Under the hood, we have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder gasoline engine. The horsepower is 187 horsepower with 178 pound-feet of torque. Tied to that, you have an 8-speed automatic transmission, and the towing capacity is 2,500 pounds when properly equipped. I'm going to turn on the headlights on this vehicle because we have full LED projection headlights. These are so sharp. They look so good. And you have a very signature look to them that we only have in the Kia Sportage. So it's gonna beep for a second, maybe. No, I guess not today. You can see right away we have this beautiful boomerang style daytime running light. It is so bright. And then we have beautiful amber lights as well. Down here is your main headlight unit, and you can see super bright, super sharp. The cutoff on this vehicle is fantastic, so you can see it against the door. But also integrated into the front grille, we have a lot more technology. So down here, this is going to be the only trim level of the gasoline Sportage where you'll have a front camera. So if you look really closely, you'll see it right over there. If you are driving this in Canada, that will get covered in salt, so make sure you always wipe that off in the winters. But it's seamlessly integrated into the grille's design, so you can't even really tell it's there. Now down here we have our forward collision avoidance sensor. So this is going to monitor the distance of the vehicle ahead of you, not only for your collision avoidance, but also for your smart cruise control. So smart cruise control and highway drive assist, it's going to follow from a safe distance from the vehicle ahead of you. You actually have 4 different presets, and it reacts so well. It's very smooth, not choppy at all. Then also integrated into the front bumper, we have these radar sensors. So these are great for parking, especially if you are parking this vehicle in a garage or even us at the dealership. We park them close to a lot of other vehicles. I absolutely love having parking sensors. Once you trigger the parking sensor also, it will get a live camera feed from your front camera. So you can see exactly how much space you have from you and whatever obstacle or object is in front of you. All right, now I will kind of make Mike focus a little bit on the front end of this vehicle, not too close to anything. This is the X-Line Limited, so it shares the same styling elements as the regular X-Line, and that includes a more rugged style than the rest of the vehicles in the Sportage lineup. So you'll typically see a lot of glossy black finishes, a little bit of satin chromes. On this vehicle, you'll see more skid plates, scuff plates, and some metal style garnishing along the front. Now there is a bit of plastic, a bit of metal, of course lots of sensors, and you have your fog lights at the very bottom there. Looks cool, eh?
Yeah.
This car looks...
I love the color.
It looks badass, does it not?
It does.
But when you hop inside, and it's such a luxurious cabin, so it has a mix of that rugged style, but also refinement. For the wheels, you have 19-inch alloy wheels. Exclusive design, only the X-Line and the X-Line Limited carry this design. A lot of people ask if they can get this on the EX Premium, and you can't unless you buy the wheels separately. And for our tires, they're Michelin tires. So again, really nice tire. For the mirrors themselves, they are black with a little bit of plastic on the bottom, and then we have our camera on the side. So this works for your full 360 camera, but it's also going to give you a live side view camera feed whenever you trigger your turn signal. So if I'm going to make a lane change, it's going to show me exactly what's in my blind spot. Absolute lifesaver. But not only that, if you're parallel parking this vehicle, you'll see exactly where the curb is and where your wheel is. So you can get very close without scuffing your beautiful 19-inch alloy wheels. Along the roof of the vehicle, we have ladder style roof rails. So you can see they're elevated and they are functional. Gas door is on the left side. And can we get a little bit of appreciation for the matte paint, guys?
Yeah, I feel like touching it so much. I'm like, wow, that's nice.
It's so stunning. This is the only matte color available on the Sportage, and matte paint is only available on the Kia Stinger Tribute, the EV6 GT, and the Sportage Gasoline. So none of our other vehicles get this option. How
about matte paint on an SUV for the win? Like, awesome.
It's crazy,
yeah,
right?
It is. Actually, I'm thinking in my mind, I know there are SUVs with matte paint out there, but
yeah. Well, most of them, people just get wraps, right?
Yeah, like, exactly. This is factory, which is awesome, yeah.
The Sportage is a 5-seater vehicle, and you can see we have so much cargo space behind that second row of seats. I actually have the floorboard drop down a little bit right now. You can see there's a rail just right above where you can slide this up to sit there. Underneath this floorboard.
Let's commit. We're going to commit to this.
Yeah, we're going to commit to the bit.
Is that it? Just slide it like that? Perfect. And we just kind of Oh yeah,
put it
right
into
there.
place.
There's some grooves. You guys
Yeah.
can see that? Yeah, and it's just seamless.
Goes into place,
Nice.
and then you guys can see underneath we have a spare tire. So compact spare. There is still some storage space on the side, so if you want to put a first aid kit or a blanket, anything you really need, there is room back here. Now also in the back you do have a 12-volt on the side, so if you get a sort of small inflator kit or just any sort of small appliance, you can plug it in there. And then you have these handles that you pull to fold down.
There we go.
I gotta move that seat. The passenger seat's a little too far back, but it'll go completely flat, which is very nice. I don't know if you guys caught it when I opened up the trunk, but this is a power lift gate. You can easily adjust the height to whatever you like best by bringing it manually to that height and then pressing and holding this button here. Just wait a second. It clicks. And then every time I open my lift gate, it'll resort to that height. Now I'm not gonna leave it there, don't worry. Doug, if you're watching this, he's who bought this car. He's a very, very tall guy. I'll fix it right now.
No, let's put it very low.
put it barely open. But now you'll see it'll stop it like here, wherever I left it. Yeah.
That's cool, good to know.
And then we'll lift it back up.
I honestly didn't even know that, I'll be honest.
You didn't know that?
Like, I've known it for a while, but I first found out when you said it on a video.
Yeah. So we'll close it up and I'll show you guys a little bit of the styling elements on the back bumper. So you'll see right at the bottom are skid plates.
There we go.
So we'll go down. A lot more aggressive styling, off-road styling. That is the whole purpose of the X-Line trim. Down here at the bottom portion, we have some more radar sensors for parking. Our backup camera located just above. And then we do have a latch or a release here for your lift gate. So you can either walk up to this vehicle, stand here for 3 seconds, and it'll open up automatically. You can also open it close to your steering wheel, like where your left knee is. You can open it there, or you can open it from your key fob. A lot of people ask, is there a rear wiper? There is. It's just located underneath the rear spoiler on this vehicle.
Actually, that's really cool.
It makes the car look so much cleaner.
Yeah,
like you don't realize, but then you'll see another SUV with a rear wiper, and like it looks so much better when they remove it. X-Line badging on the back as well, so you'll never forget.
You know, that's that kind of that aluminum style brushed with like that matte looks really good.
It looks so good.
Because the light carries through it, right? So.
I will make a disclaimer, I guess, for matte paint. You can't take it to a regular car wash. Even if it's touchless, you can't do it because the soaps in them typically have waxes and polishes in them. And then if they do recycle their water, it's not going to be that great. The whole thing with matte paint is that it is an abrasive material, and anything that's going to kind of buff it or add shine to it is going to defeat the purpose of matte paint.
Yeah.
So Kia does sell a matte paint care kit. I believe it's around $300, but of course there are other options as well too. And something that, I'm just going to turn the air off.
Oh, you knew we were shooting this. Your shirt, the inside of the car.
I did not know we were shooting this.
Wow.
I had no clue. Yeah, I had no idea. Okay, so I'll quickly have Mike show you guys the inside. This is considered sage green interior. I don't know about you guys, but it looks pretty gray to me. Like there's a tinge of green, but it's mostly gray.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't.
It looks different on the yeah, on the camera it just looks gray, right?
Yeah. But even in person, it looks pretty gray.
But look at, man, you know what? It's very unique color too,
nice,
right?
Eh?
Yeah, the wood is very unique color.
It's a very earthy car. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, it is.
We might get a couple good shots. And I will let you guys know that the blue vehicle in the background is the same trim level, but with black interior. We'll hop in there and show you what the black leather looks like as well too. That's also, that exterior paint color is called Vesta Blue. It's very, very popular.
Kind of jealous of Doug right now.
Yeah.
It's a very unique, it's crazy how it changes the car completely just based on the colors, right? Like,
I find anytime you have a colored interior, it makes it feel so much more open. Like it makes the car feel much more spacious, if that makes sense. Before I talk about my seat, I'll talk about the door. So on the side here, you can see we have some wood paneling with our memory seats integrated with these buttons here. Essentially, to change your memory seats, you're just going to put your seat into whatever position you feel best in, and then press either driver 1 or driver 2, and then it's saved. It's also going to sync your mirror position. So if you have very different seating positions or heights for your drivers, this is an absolute lifesaver. You don't have to make very many adjustments. And down here, we have our mirror controls and our window controls. You have express up and down windows with pinch protection for driver and passenger. Then, of course, your window child locks.
it's interesting. That comes up here.
How it's elevated? Yeah. It is different, eh?
It is different, yeah.
For the speakers, these are a Harman Kardon sound system. They sound amazing. You can go into your stereo settings and adjust them if you want to play around with the bass, treble, or even the position of the sound itself. There's also a quiet mode which mutes the speakers in the back if you have kids sleeping or just pets back there or anyone that doesn't want to listen to whatever it is you're listening to. And it creates almost a complete sound shield. So you can be sitting up here enjoying whatever it is you're listening to and they won't hear a thing unless listen to it really loud. Also on the left panel here, this is what I was talking about. This is your button for your power lift gate. If you have somebody loading stuff in for you, lucky you, you can just press it, it'll open or close. Then above that we have our brightness adjustment, which is going to change the brightness of our gauge cluster and our main screen there. Super good for on the fly if it's nighttime and your eyes are getting strained. I will also say these screens do have a blue light filter that you can turn on or off or make it automatic so it'll come off in the day or at night. Then down here, sorry, I keep coming back here. Traction control to disable it and your electronic parking brake that you just pull up to activate, push down while pushing the brake to release it. The seats themselves are power seats for driver and passenger. You'll see we got a couple different options here. So for this very first one, it's going to change the distance of your seat, how close or far you are from the steering wheel. You can also raise the seat and lower it or even put it at an angle. So you can twist it to put it on the angle. Just behind that we have our backrest. So of course bring it closer or further. And then we have our lumbar support. So you guys can't really see it change, but I can feel it change and it's so, so nice. The leather seats themselves, of course, because this is a black leather, it's not going to feel too hot in the summer, but they are still cooled. So you get ventilated seats and heated seats with a heated leather-wrapped steering wheel. All right, Mike, you want to join me in the car?
Yes, and I'm going to do a little, takes a couple of seconds. People are asking to look at the seat design, so let me take a couple of seconds to
yeah, so quilted leather.
Showcase that. Yeah, it's really...
This quilted leather is only available on the X-Line and the X-Line Limited, but the green leather is only available on the X-Line Limited, period. So no X-Line.
Powered on this side too,
yep.
No lumbar support, and just to kind of show you guys the color contrast.
Oh, do you want to show the black leather real quick on the
This one? Yeah. Yes. Okay, yeah, let's look at the difference here. It's quilted as well.
Yep, so that's the exact same.
Yeah, it is, except the... But what a difference in the way it looks, right? Like,
very, very different.
Very well put together.
I do love the exterior paint color of that vehicle too. So Vesta Blue looks amazing.
Well, I'm not taking away from this. I'm just saying you put it beside this, right?
Right?
Now I'm looking, now it's just more like I haven't seen anything like this, so very interesting. But okay, I'm in.
All right, I'm going to turn the brightness up on our screens a bit. Hopefully it picks up better on camera. And I'm going to grab the camera from Mike to talk about what is on our gauge cluster. So if you're someone who loves a fully digital gauge, you definitely want to go for the X-Line Limited. This is the only trim level that has this cluster. And this one is 12.3 inches of fully digital space. So you can see your speedometer on the left, and it's usually your tachometer on the right, but right now it's showing door open.
That's cool with the horizon.
Yeah, so that actually changes based on what time of day it is.
Really?
Yeah, so at nighttime, or if it's
what if it's raining?
Yeah, if it's raining.
Yeah, it shows rain?
If it's the early evening, it's going to show you a sunset. So it'll show a sunset to nighttime to midday. It is so, so cool. Even the sunrise in the morning. Okay, now back to this. We have your fuel gauge on the left with your fuel reading, so distance to empty. You also have your speed limit projected. I'm so sorry, guys. It's not focusing very well. There we go. So speed limit projected just under P, so your gear projection. Everyone always asks, why does it have a check engine light or a battery light or an oil light? Whenever we're running a car without the engine on, it's always going to give those warning lights. Those aren't actual real warnings on this car right now. We also have our temperature. It is hot today. And then our consumption meter. So that is, of course, going to adjust as we were driving, but right now we're stopped. You also have your average, so 12 liters per 100 kilometers right now. This car's mostly been at an idle, so it's not going to read that bad in real life driving. And then on the right, we have our tachometer, so 0.0 RPM. I'm going to press this button over here on my steering wheel to change my views on the screen here. So you can see we have our trip info, our navigation, our all-wheel drive torque distribution, as well as your tire pressure. And then we're right back to our lane assist. So lots of different settings you can play around with here. If you're not a fan of this Horizon style gauge cluster, you can change it to actually look like digital dials. Doug just did this because he liked it. All right, I can't tell if that's still zoomed in a little bit, but I'll talk about on the steering wheel. The left side shows our voice commands and Bluetooth controls. So with your voice commands, you can of course ask your vehicle to call. You can say call mom, call whoever. You have your volume controls here, so up or down. You can also press this down to mute it. Our phone control, which you can press quickly to answer a phone call, or if there's no incoming call coming through, if you press that, it'll take you to your phone settings. And then our favorite button. So Doug already set this to take us to maps on our main screen. So I'm just going to quickly press this, and you'll see, pulls up our maps. You can basically program this button to do whatever you'd like. You can have it go to your Bluetooth audio settings or anything really. On the right side here, that button is used to change our menus on our gauge. We also have our smart cruise control button, so you press that to turn cruise control on, set your speed with these toggles here, and then set the following distance right over here. So you get 4 different presets like I mentioned earlier, and this will also work all the way up to stop and go traffic. On the left, we have our steering assistance, so when I press this, we'll get an icon up on our dash. There you go, so it just appeared right over there. That'll turn green when it's picking up lanes ahead of you, and it'll provide gentle steering correction. Now, one thing I really like about this feature is that it doesn't completely take over the vehicle for you. So, and I mean that in a really good way. So if there was some sort of road debris ahead of me, I could still give my own driver's input and the vehicle will listen to me and not completely take over control. Now, if I were to just lightly hold the steering wheel, still pay attention to the road, of course, it will correct my steering and give gentle driver assistance. It doesn't ping pong you at all, so it's very, very smooth. And a lot of times you won't really feel it if you are really paying attention to the road. I absolutely love it, and it's super easy to turn off if you don't like it. On the main screen here, this is also a 12.3-inch display, and it's slightly curved to face the driver, so it's very, very driver focused. However, it doesn't obstruct the view of the passenger if the passenger had to play around with any settings here. You can see our main screen here, date, time, navigation, all that good stuff. And we'll slide over and we got quick access to our map, which is super, super informative. I don't know if you guys can see, but it says Subway there, and if we scroll up a bit, there's Tim Hortons. So it'll give you all of that info. Also our navigation menu where you can save addresses like home, work, or favorites. Quiet mode, which I mentioned earlier, as well as valet mode. Regular radio, so you get AM radio, FM radio, Sirius XM, and it's very high quality. You also get traffic information. Under setup over here, we can play around with our vehicle's safety settings. So driving convenience is where we'll see our highway drive assist as well as the automatic speed change. If you're not a fan of your vehicle correcting its speed on its own, you can turn it off. You can make it just give you a warning. It is super, super customizable, so you could really make this vehicle yours. You also have different warning methods, so if you find it's a little bit too noisy for you, temperature control and media control right over here. So this is a dual operating screen. So right now it's on media. I can press this and go to my map again. I can go to my setup super quickly by pressing that as well. Lots of things I can do here, even change your volume or power off your medias. I can also still go to automatic climate control and play around with that here while keeping it. Oh my gosh, sorry guys, I'm just gonna turn that off real quick.
That felt good though.
It did feel good.
It's a little warm.
It gets so hot in here. Oh my gosh, it's nuts. But you can see we can quickly cycle between climate and media. You can also preset this, so if you only want it to show climate control and then you want to manually press it every time you want it to go back to media, you can do that by pressing and holding here. It'll pull up a screen that lets you save your preset, so you can choose infotainment or climate. Nice. We'll turn that off for now. But yeah, this vehicle does have automatic climate control, so essentially what that does is you'll set whatever temperature you want it to go to. So let's just 21.5 degrees, for example, and then you can set the intensity with automatic here. I really like this because a lot of manufacturers only have one level of automated climate control. So I'll choose, I don't know, 21, 22 degrees, press automatic, but then it blows the fan so hard to take you to that temperature. Kia will let you choose the intensity, but still keep it stable at that temp, which is so nice. Down here, we have our center USB, and that's what you're going to use for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as a 12 volt and a USB-C. So the USB-C will charge significantly faster than a regular USB, which is fantastic. Then down here, if you forget your cable, this is a wireless phone charger, and it does have ventilation, so your phone won't overheat while charging. We have our stop and start button right over here. I'm still not used to this, so most of our vehicles have it somewhere built on the dash right over here by the steering wheel. And every single time I get into a Sportage, the first thing I do is go.
Yeah,
and
you push the power button?
I freak out a little bit. I just like freak out. I'm like, oh. So right over there, I'm sure if you actually own this vehicle, you get used to it, but I always have to point that out. We also have our gear stock, which I mentioned is an 8-speed automatic transmission, park, reverse, neutral, drive, and you do get the option of flipping it over to the left and drive to manually select your gears if you'd like. Back to park. Down here we got some fun features. So downhill braking assist, auto hold, which will hold you at a complete stop until you hit the gas pedal, as well as our idle stop and start. So this will conserve a bit more fuel by temporarily shutting off the engine at a stop. Parking cameras right over here. When I press that button, it pulls up our full 360 view camera as well as our backup camera. Now, I did mention that whenever you approach an obstacle, whether it be at the front or the back, it'll pull up the corresponding camera. So if I were to drive up closer to that door, once it triggers my sensors, I'll get a view from my front camera, which is fabulous. I absolutely love it. You can see it's pretty high quality. You can see how dirty our floors are. There's a receipt right over there. There's also one over there. It's filthy in this place. Okay. Just above that, we have our parking sensors if you want to shut them off. And then we have our drive and terrain modes. I know in the US, you guys typically don't get terrain modes unless you go to, I think it's an X Pro trim for you guys. However, it is standard on all our all-wheel drive models here in Canada. So pretty cool. I will cycle through our drive modes first. So you'll see we have normal, sport, and smart. And then if I press this button and go to terrain, we have snow, mud, and sand. Pretty cool, eh? Beautiful panoramic sunroof. This is a huge feature in the Kia Sportage. Starts off on the EX trim here in Canada. And guys, it's literally huge. Makes this cabin feel even bigger than it is. And trust me, it is very spacious. All right, let's take a look at the back. Oh, it's so nice and cool out here.
I know. I just want to, you know, I've noticed a lot of the designs, like the pattern designs, follow into the car too, because you get a lot of that arrow kind of sway pointing, just same with the lights at the front and such. So you kind of get that feel inside and out, right, of the design kind of carrying through for sure.
Back here, there's a lot going on. So you can see the quilting follows to the back seats, which are absolutely, so many manufacturers just stop putting design thought into the back seats. These rear seats are heated for your main seats, not the middle one. And we have a really, really good amount of space back here. You'll also see on the door that we do still have that wood grain trim and our super cool door handles, which are still easy to use. Tesla, I'm looking at you. Their door handles are cool, but every time we're driving a Tesla and I pick up a friend or whatever, and they just get in, they're like, how does this work? Yeah. Like this one, you can still understand how it works, which is quite nice. Now down at the bottom, you can see our Harman Kardon sound system still remains, so we get that in the back as well. If you have kids or just frequently carry passengers, they will love you and always ask you to drive, which might be a bad thing. Down here, we have our cup holder and armrest, and it is still our green leather interior. We'll put that back up. All of these seats have car seat anchors, which is super handy. And then in the main seats here, you can see we got a lot of leg room. So this is further than how I'd normally sit. You can see lots and lots of space. That's about a foot. And then for my feet, I have space underneath the seat itself. There's a really good amount of space. Lots of leg room, storage pockets on the back for driver and passenger, as well as this little clip that doubles as a hanger.
So I figured like a suit jacket or something.
Yeah, like a tiny little hanger.
It's kind of low.
I would say probably like a shopping bag or something.
Yeah, probably, yeah, because it's kind of low for a jacket.
Yeah, and then for an actual suit hanger, you could use this clip up here.
Or this too, that's like a valet.
Yeah, awesome. It's like, where do you want to hang your stuff? You got three options.
Like a business edition vehicle.
Business edition for sure. There are rear air vents here, as well as a little storage pocket on the bottom. Then if you look closely at the backs of the seats, you'll see that you have USB-Cs built in. So lots of connectivity in this vehicle. Nobody should have a dead phone.
Yes.
Unless
you don't have the charger.
Yeah. All right. That's about it for the interior of this vehicle. Let's answer some questions, see what you guys have to say. I saw a lot of text coming through during the video, so.
I was actually very impressed by some of the little things in that vehicle. I like those different hangers and such there. It's,
right?
Yeah, it's one thing you don't really think. Oops, it's one thing you don't really think of. But I'm not a guy that throws groceries in the trunk if I have 2 or 3 bags.
Yeah.
And then you put it on the back seat and it like just goes all over the place. That's perfect. Just quickly put it on the back.
Every time I get groceries, I literally just shove it in, usually my passenger seat, there's no one there, or I never put it in the trunk.
No, so that's...
That's why I never open my trunk,
you put it in the back and you're like, oh, there they go,
Yeah.
right? So it's the little things like that you could appreciate when you're in the moment, right?
How would you consider the power of this engine, i.e. passing power on the highway? So if it's in eco mode or normal mode, it might feel a little bit sluggish to some people. However, in the city, it is absolutely fine. Trust me, it is more than capable. On the highway, I always say to my customers, I definitely recommend switching into sport mode just to give you that extra confidence. Even in normal mode, it still definitely has enough power to pass, but sport mode will give it quite a bit more.
A faster pass too.
Yeah.
You're not pressing the gas and going, please make it, because you might be in the wrong gear.
Yeah. Brantford Kia Hyundai has reached a $200 million settlement on the theft of these vehicles. No. Oh, Brad Now.
Brad Now,
Oh,
not
I
Brandon
thought,
Kia. I'm like, I didn't hear about a $2 million settlement.
I thought they just misspelled
It's a $200
Brantford.
million settlement on the theft of the vehicle's
Yeah.
issue. No engine immobilizer.
What is the Teddy's name? Don't Teddy, I'm pretty sure.
That is his name.
Yeah.
That's
I did not pick it.
That's like my friend whose name is Guy. Right?
Oh,
Same thing, right? Like, hey, Guy.
He's just that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Teddy's name is Teddy.
So it said live in 9 hours. That is so strange.
What?
I guess when we were setting the live, I might have set the time wrong. Why is the Kia Hyundai channel programming at midnight? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, that was wrong.
So you're already in the long weekend too, I think.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, literally.
We're fumbling our words. We're making mistakes. Please bear with us. I think that's a little bit why this is an interesting channel to watch, because it's real.
Christian in Japan Quake said they are very proud of us.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of it. Hey, I want to thank you guys.
Yeah, seriously.
You know?
I don't think you guys realize how nice it is to come on live every day and
Yeah.
see so many of the same people. It literally feels like we're on a FaceTime call. And
Yeah,
just like
it's cool.
every day I know like I'm going to talk to Japan Quake today. Christian's going to be on. Ronak's going to be on. Like Dale too.
Yeah, it does for us too, like, you know, for sure. Like, I mean, I was having a very, very busy day, very stressful, a little bit of a downer, and just jumping on. I was looking forward to coming here and jumping on this. So I want to thank you guys, right, for the support you provide us, the consistency, obviously, coming on here. It's why we want to do this all the time. It's why I come here to do this.
Let's see. I feel like wiping salt away from the cameras might scratch them. Any tips on that? I would definitely spray a little bit of Windex on there first and make sure you're using a soft cloth.
From the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have something totally different because this is what I did, because I thought that too, because it's like sometimes you just want to go wipe it quickly.
Yeah.
I just have I have a sports water bottle, and then I just spray the water on it and then wipe it. Yeah, you could do that. So like, yeah, I've had the sports water bottle, and yeah, I just kind of do a quick put warm water, and I used to do it also for the headlights and stuff too, or the sensors, because sometimes here it gets cold enough that the ice freezes on the sensors. So yeah, I would just kind of continued it. So yeah, keep a little spray bottle there and just keep water in it. You're fine.
A lot of people saying congrats on 90K. That is so exciting. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Dale said my order is for the jungle green with sage green interior. Dale, I think you'll love it. We've had a couple of those come in and it looks so stunning. So stunning. And for some reason, I find the interior looks more green when the exterior is green.
Or when you're wearing a green shirt.
Yeah, so I hope you like green. Let's see. Mike hair. Oh
yeah, next week.
No,
promise
do it
you.
now, do
No,
it
because
now.
in the morning, no, because it's tied up. It's like a little tied up bun thing. In the morning,
Yeah.
I was like, oh look, we're not at 90, so I'm just gonna come to work regular. I promise you guys Tuesday. Let me get my hair cut. Come on. I'm not insecure or anything about that. It's just not like it's tied up in a bun up top. It's embarrassing. I'll be insecure about that one. So Tuesday, I'm going to wear something presentable. I'm going to bring something nice in. I won't say what it is yet. And we'll do a proper 30-second celebration.
Bring something. We should bring fireworks.
I actually have fireworks at home,
Light
but
them
it's not
in
going to
here.
work in here. It's the big ones for this weekend.
Oh my, yeah, I think I should.
I bought it. So what I've been doing is I buy them slowly when I see them throughout the year, because, you know, you buy one of these things, it's like $40-50.
Yeah, they're expensive.
And when I accumulate like 10, it's been like 2 years. Now this weekend, I'm going to put on a show, right? So.
Let's see. Oh, Edmunds gave the Sportage Hybrid their SUV Award of the Year a few weeks back, and honestly, well deserved. The Sportage gasoline hybrid, plug-in hybrid, absolutely amazing vehicle. Size-wise, feature-wise, everything. It just looks so good. It is so good. So, very well deserved. Yeah. Good job, Kia. What is the hook thing in the back of the seat? So we answered that. I just scrolled up a bit, guys, so I'm sorry if we're like off whatever you guys are talking about now. Do some car revs with the Kia Stinger inside the studio.
Is it gone?
No, it's in our showroom. I prefer to breathe.
Yeah.
So
I would definitely have this. I would have this and the Stinger on my driveway any day of the week, right? SUV, sport car.
Yeah. Mark Crawley said 100,000 next week. Love this channel. Thank you for watching. If we hit 100,000 next week, it won't happen unless something crazy happens.
That would be, that's 10,000 more in a weekend.
That would be amazing. That would be really, really cool. I think the most subscribers we've gotten in a month was, I believe, 4,000 in a month. That was a really good month, but.
Oh wow! So it's possible. I was about to say I'll actually shave my head if we did it in a week, but no, it looks
I don't
possible.
think it's gonna happen.
And I think if everybody texts someone, then I'm bringing in a razor. So I'm not going to make that promise. Donuts in the studio, I like it. Oh, you meant actual donuts with a car. I thought you meant donuts to eat.
I think for a celebration, we should just sit down, not even film a car. We could have cars in the back or something and just eat donuts. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Be the best day of work. Let's see.
Or eat donuts in the quad captain chairs of a Palisade while we're answering questions.
That's right.
That's it.
No, I'll sit in the driver's seat, massage seats.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True.
Was hoping to see mine in Dawning Red shown. Been on order since November. Oh my gosh. I love the Dawning Red, but we haven't received very many of them. Next Dawning Red vehicle we'll get, I'll definitely film for you guys. No problem. Let's see. I'm gonna be honest, that interior doesn't look green at all. Your top green is that, and your top is green, that interior isn't it? Genesis GV70 has a wonderful green interior option. Yeah, I think whenever they say sage, it's usually very grayish, more so than green. I will say it really depends on what lighting you're looking at the vehicle in though. Like sometimes outside, it'll definitely look more green than it does in here. And I think because today is kind of yucky, it might look a little bit more gray. But I agree with you, it's not green.
Is there a color is there an option for a greener color? Do you guys have that? No.
No. The Telluride has a pretty green interior, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's scroll down again. The warranty in Canada is only 5 years, while it's 10 in the States. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
I don't decide that stuff, but it's true. Yes, me too. The information from Gabi is outstanding and love tuning in. Thank you guys to Dale and Ron. We appreciate, I appreciate that a lot. Someone also asked, what's our favorite donuts?
I'm gonna say like Krispy Kreme because it's just a good donut. But if you had to choose one flavor, what it would be?
It's hard.
Regular donuts. You're going
like
to
regular
Timmy's
basic,
and you're gonna grab
donuts.
a donut. Yeah.
Okay, if it's from Tim Hortons, which when I think basic donuts, I think of Tim Hortons. We don't get Dunk Donuts here. I would say probably double chocolate. So like the chocolate batter with dipped in chocolate. Mm-hmm. Or if it's in the winter, they have the chocolate donut with candy canes on top, which some people think is disgusting. It's so good. Literally
you eat a lot of donuts. I don't, but if I do, and this is just because I barely eat donuts, and I'll just go back to being a kid, and I'll go for a good old Hawaiian, but I think they just call it sprinkle now.
Yeah.
So the sprinkle donut.
DJR asked a great question, and it said, is that type of paint pretty simple to maintain, or does it take extra care? Thanks, and congrats on the channel. Love my K5 GT. I'm so proud, or so happy that you have a K5 GT. Love that car, amazing car. Thank you for watching. And then to answer your question, I just read something else that I thought was funny. Matte paint definitely is a bit more work to take care of. It's hand wash only, so no car washes, even if it's touchless. You have to buy specialized products for it, so matte paint only for your shampoos, no waxes, nothing abrasive on the paint itself, so make sure it's soft cloths, and gentle PSI even on a pressure washer. So I believe you can't go over 2,500 PSI while pressure washing the vehicle. So yeah, there's a little bit extra care.
Just give it some love.
Yeah, give it some love.
Be gentle.
If you're someone who loves their car, like there's a couple guys in my family, they won't take their car anywhere for a quick wash. They have to do it themselves, or they'll freak out. And if you're someone like that, it probably won't be much of a difference for you because you're used to doing it. If you're someone that loves the convenience of a drive-through car wash, this may not be the best paint option for you, even though it looks great.
Listen to this. I saw a TikTok, and it said you were the best underrated YouTube channel that talks about cars. Where is that TikTok?
I want to see that. Where is that TikTok? Please send it to us. Please email me. It's Gabi@BrantfordKia.ca. Contact or contactless car wash opinions. Of course, if I had to choose one for my car, it'd be contactless. Just because I don't, guys, so many cars go in there, it picks up so much just stuff off people's cars. But I feel like
you know what? My opinion is I wash my own car.
Yeah.
Because I find contactless doesn't get it all off. Like, okay, if you give your car a good washing, you use contactless to maintain that and don't let it get too bad. But if you let your car, just cake on the dirt, contactless isn't going to get it all out. So I think my opinion is you give your car a good washing by hand or detail or whatever, and you continue to maintain it through contactless, because then you don't have to worry about scratches, damages with, contact car washes, and it's all about maintenance, guys. That's it. You let it go too long, it's not going to do the job it needs to.
My favorite car wash is when I give the keys to our detail team at Brantford Kia, and it comes back in like an hour.
I actually enjoy washing my car at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I can, it's fun.
You know what it is? It's because I'm not a patient guy to lay and tan.
But you know
so
what?
like that's the only way I can get darker in the summer is that, like, duties outside, right? Yeah.
One thing I cannot stand though, in the winter, all the salt and stuff on my car, I can't be bothered to go outside in the cold and wash my car in like a machine coin wash. So it's drive-through car wash at that point.
I do that anyways, because I want it to spray all the underneath so the salt doesn't kind of sit there and eat away at the car and everything too. So that's a best practice I do too. Like, I bring it through the car wash just so I get the underspray too as well.
Anything you want to point out about this car, or anything you want to say? Because I'm pretty sure today's live has been, we're already at 40 minutes.
I don't know. I'll tell you something, that anytime I do a Kia, I'm not super versed in it. So it's almost like I'm discovering things for the first time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, first look at this. If this was on my street 10 houses down, I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
like
gorgeous.
it's definitely a head turner, catches your eye. I think when the light hits it in certain ways, it just gives it that subtle, but, subtle, sexy kind of look to it, if I can say that. And I do like the interior. It's so different, the color, when you look through, obviously, on YouTube and digitally. But in person, it's just very much...
It's special.
Yeah.
Ronak said, Palisade versus Sportage, how much is the difference in price? So this vehicle comes to around $40,000. And do you know what the Palisade starts at?
Starts at?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 51.
51?
51,
okay.
Yeah.
So price difference, there's definitely a price difference, but
not a comparable vehicle.
They're very different vehicles, I was
yeah.
going to say. Palisade standard, 3 rows of seats, bigger engine, very much a bigger car.
Also comes in a 7-seater quad. I actually have one outside I'm driving right now. Yeah, a quad captain. It's a very different vehicle. So you'd compare this to what, Santa Fe?
No, this is the equivalent to the Hyundai Tucson.
The Tucson?
So, yeah.
Oh, what am I going to say? I'll take this over a Tucson.
Yeah. Seriously?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'll be one to admit it. Like, I would choose this over a Tucson for sure. I wouldn't choose. I choose it over a Tucson only because maybe I'm too used to seeing them.
Yeah.
Tucsons, but this definitely,
I will say I like the styling of the Sportage more than the Tucson.
Yeah,
for this year.
I think like the size, it being bigger is what's more attractive to me in that sense. I like bigger SUVs.
All right, guys, I think we should end off today's live. If you are in Canada and you are celebrating a long weekend today, happy long weekend.
Yes.
We will see you guys on Tuesday because we are closed on Monday. And then we'll celebrate, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, we'll celebrate on Tuesday.
Yeah. Pat will be back again on Tuesday too, so maybe he'll celebrate with us too.
Of course.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, we'll get him to pay for the celebration.
Oh, of course. Pat, we need you here.
That needs to be our Tuesday.
All right, guys, thanks again so much. Have a great rest of your day. See you on Tuesday.